never stay. My pulse synced with the candle.
Yeah. Afternoon stream, let's get it. Neon on the mic, yeah. Neon stepping in, yeah. Session wide awake. Night shift laid the ground. Word. Matt set the play. Now it's midday money. Nah. Structure on the screen. Neon seeds acting holy, price moving clean. No FOMO type in the channel mode. We learned that lesson back in 24. Half gap buys when the market dips. DD bands bounce and we let it rip. Bulls on flashing like a warning light. If it's not a line, we let it slide. Patience, heavy discipline, sharp. Room full of killers, but we play them. When the clock strikes noon, liquidity rising, feel that boom. Calm hands on the play, red to green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. Yeah. Volume build, feel that shift. Market makers tryna midday drift. Fake break high, yeah, we seen that move. Liquidity pocket, we approve. Wish fan blowing when the entry's tight. Stops place clean, risk held right. Not gambling candles, we stacking skill. Consistency over chasing thrill. Chat moving steady, no chaos here. Green heart emojis when setups clear. If we win together, we lose composed. Trust the system, the blueprints close. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah. The room shows up. When the clock strikes noon, the room says liquidity rising, feel that boom. The room shows up. The room shows up. Calm hands on the play, red and green, we pivot that way. The room shows up. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Yeah, yeah. The room shows up. Silence when the setup phones. Heartbeat with the market stones. One clean entry, breathe, don't rush. Midday pressure, but the room shows up. The room shows up. When the clock strikes noon. The room says liquidity rising, feel that boom. The room shows up.
What up, fam?
Calm hands on the
What's
play,
good? What's good?
that way the room shows up. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the room. Welcome, welcome. What's up, people? What's good in the hood? Oh, just missed my entry starting the stream. I can't believe this. What's up, guys? What's going down?
Showing up.
What's good? What's good? What's going on, fam? How we doing? Ah. Oh, man. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. This is unfolding as we speak. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not much of a trader who gets FOMO. I got FOMO. I missed my entry in the last few minutes getting ready for stream. I kind of got FOMO right now. All right, let's go lights on. Let's go lights on. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. All right. I can't even look at this chart right now. Just missed the perfect entry. What's going on, fam? Welcome to the room. The room shows up. What's going on? Matoski's in chat. What's up, fam? What's good in the hood? Adventure Rigs. Let's see who's in chat. Who's here? Man, let's see what my damn 104. Oh god, that's disgusting. What's going on, people? Welcome to the room. I'm in rare form. I got FOMO right now. I just sat down and oh god. Went upstairs to make a coffee for the stream and look what happened. What are you gonna do? How's everyone's session going? How did everyone deal with the morning illiquidity? How did everyone deal with the morning illiquidity? How we all deal with it? Oh. Oh man, I gotta bring up my Twitter just so you guys can see why I got the FOMO. I gotta bring up the Twitter so you guys can see why I got the FOMO. Oh my god. Oh, this is a very expensive coffee. Alright. Well, it's actually not coffee, it's ground barley. But alright, let's bring up the Twitter. Oh yeah. Twitter, here we go. Alright. Thesis 920. Catalyst this morning moving the market up. High volume pre-market. 24,000 area on wait for me. I meant to say on watch, but on wait. And it's the bottom of this. It's the bottom of this range. So Heartbreak City. Heartbreak City. Oh boy. Oh, this is tough to watch. What's going on, guys? All right, so 24,300 was the area I was watching. That area I called out, let me see, at 9:20, so 10 minutes before the open. It obviously was a nice pivot here. I didn't take the lunchtime entry at 12:30. I did want to hopefully put that level back on watch for the afternoon. Obviously, it's already had its afternoon interaction. So, you know, that's just part of the game. I don't know. I wasn't at the desk and, you know, that happened. Anyways, so that was the level I was watching for the session. At least I know my thesis was right. And then low liquidity, and then a little bit after the open at 9:48, I said low liquidity, careful out there, big risk, big reward, so kind of canceling each other out. If you catch the start of a large sweep, it's money, but likely to see large slippage on stops, so reduce size for me. And that's exactly what I did. So I had a really solid day. It doesn't really necessarily show in the P&L. However, I was only risking about, on these props, I was only risking about $110, $115, $120 per trade. So I'm actually up around almost 2 risk units. So actually a really solid session, even though the numbers are small. But you know, I always like to think in risk units. So very solid session. Would have probably, you know, added a nice risk unit here on this long, but listen, it is what it is. I wasn't at the desk and these things happen. Matoski said closed at MHP. Hopefully Matoski was in a long. Hopefully Matoski was in a long. I'm assuming yes. Saint MZ said, do I know what else is small? I don't know what else is small. All right, guys, we're lights on. Matoski was long. Okay, Matoski, listen, at least someone got it. That makes me, you know, that gives me less FOMO. All right. So let's go over the agenda, because the agenda kind of ties in. The agenda kind of ties in to item number, well, actually, you know what? Okay, so the reason I asked if who was long, who was short, because that kind of links into item number 4, trusting the numbers versus trusting the feelings. A lot of people have short feelings, but the numbers today were showing long, right? The numbers today were showing long. So I had a long bias today, but you know, sometimes you have like a feeling that it doesn't match the numbers and you kind of have that battle that goes on. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Dealing with unpredictable liquidity, when to trust that things have stabilized intra-session, because today's session had 2 personalities. The session started off very illiquid and very unstable, and then the session stabilized and started respecting pivots really well, like really well. So kind of a multi-personality session. And then we'll talk about trusting the numbers versus trusting the feelings. And then, of course, we'll talk about ongoing, you know, my self-development journey, entering flow state while multitasking with streaming. You know, last week I was experimenting with resting orders to see if maybe I could, you know, maybe if that will help me. Today, okay, so today, this morning session, I did not do the resting orders. The reason is, there was too much opportunity today for me to be messing around with the resting orders and trying to sync it with the the props and my main account. There was, you know, like the experiment last week was fine. It didn't really cost me too much. I mean, it cost me some opportunity, but not too much. But today was a day where there was just too much range that I was like, I wanted to be able to trade it hard in my main account, and I just didn't. I couldn't. Today was not the day for me to be running an experiment. The opportunity cost would be too great for me. So I'll get back to that, you know, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. Today was just a session where I just saw that it was going to be Scalp City, and I wasn't going to be able to continue that experiment today. You know, just because I couldn't, it would be too expensive. Let's see what else we got in. Let's see what else we got in chat here. Who's green? Who's red? If you're green, shout it out. If you're red, we're sorry, fam. It happens. Did you guys take the long off DD band? Man, that DD band was right around that area, huh? Half gap, positive. Look how positive Rez got. Matoski said green. Adventure Rig's red. Wait, hold on. Why am I missing some messages? Hold on. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Way up, but you haven't traded since London. It's burn trades. All done trading this. Ian green. Blackouts TV green. Sorry, guys. If you messaged earlier, I missed a lot of the messages. I just had to update the chat window. Ant Garcia, way red. Oh, no. Just get it red like a cherry. Wick to wick. I'm liquidity. You went wick to wick. Nice. Mark A YT, you oversized like a degen, so you couldn't DCA. Happens. Was green, should have stopped, now red. Well, don't spiral, brother. Don't spiral, Jay Whistle. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the first time since I've started doing this show that I've had this feeling that I've got right now. It's part frustration, part FOMO. Part frustration, part FOMO. Because I've been watching that this midpoint for an afternoon trade. This midpoint, 24,352 as an entry area with a stop at right below 24,300. And I went away to kind of just get ready for stream, get something to eat, and get a drink, and the trade took off. So I've got a feeling I don't have too often, but I have a little bit of a FOMO feeling. So that move was beautiful. That move was really beautiful. All right, so let's go over item number 2. Dealing with unpredictable liquidity. Dealing with unpredictable liquidity, right? So let's bring up the Twitter again. And you'll notice at, let's see, 9:48 a.m., I said low liquidity, careful out there. Big risk, big reward, so kind of canceling out. If you catch the start of a large sweep, it's money, but likely to see large slippage, so reduce size, right? So right after I posted that, right, and we were getting real big whippage. We were getting big whippage. Right after I posted that, things tightened up so much. Now let's go to the, if you look in the bottom left, keep an eye on price velocity. Keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So all this, if you look at price velocity, you see the red, the patches of red. That's meaning that it's taking NASDAQ less than 3 seconds to cover 5 points in price distance. So that's whippy, right? And then if I keep going forward, keep going forward, keep going forward, you can see right here where my crosshair is now. This is right at 9:50 a.m. All of a sudden, it's like the damper came in, and it moved up. It slowed down, right? It stabilized. So that kind of links into, well, that links directly into item number 2, dealing with unpredictable liquidity. The market was whipping around. So it's not 10 a.m. yet, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, it looks like it's going to be an illiquid session, and I even posted it on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, 9:50, it's like the dampers came on and things stabilized. And all of a sudden, and let's go to the chart at 9:50. All of a sudden, it just starts really respecting pivots. I mean, look at this. We had this seed zone, which lined up perfectly with bear zone. It lined up exactly. Seed zone was 24,680. And the bear zone was 24,681, right? So seed zone and bear zone on Rocket Scooter lined up identically. And look at how sharp the reaction was at that zone. It was like so tight right there. Now, that was an early indication that the session was stabilizing, right? I saw the price velocity slow down. I didn't scale up size though. I kept the size very small because I was still cautious that we could go illiquid and destabilize at any moment. Now, we really didn't. Things stayed stable now and have remained stable for the rest of the session so far. But I think that what happens a lot of the time is if you don't pay attention to the feeling of liquidity, or if you have a visual that helps you identify liquidity, how whippy prices, if you don't have something like that you can lean on, what can also often happen is you really get deep into the red if you're on the wrong side of trades in that illiquid action. Like, I'm sure there's some people watching who might be looking at the chart now and be like, damn, like, I wish I'd saved my risk for later in the session. Because now you're looking at the chart and you're probably like, damn, now it's clean. Now it's nice, right? So sometimes the session is going to go through these personality changes, and you need to identify when things are not ideal, just so that you could either do what I did, like I did this morning. I sized way down, which is why I'm up 2 risk units, but only small dollar P&L on the props, right? Or you could just sit out completely. You know, that's kind of up to you. I wanted to participate just because there was so much range. And I was like, you know, let me at least take a stab at it. So I was pretty much just scalping. Really didn't have any long holds. Guys, smash that like button. See, Wizen says another long, slow day. Jen MR, $1,455 first trade in TPT Pro Plus. Hey, that's cool. Pop God, unfortunately, the play I was looking for triggered. It was entry at 24,357 abouts. So that play has triggered. That play has triggered. Let me take a look. That was really what I was waiting for. Looking at the chart here. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I really see, I don't really know if I see us making it all the way back to the highs today. The line in the sand on this upper zone was, for me, was, let me see.
Check the ticker. I'm a profit sniper. Rocket to the moon, P&L spike tire. EST moves.
24,544. And earlier in the morning, let me draw this back. Let me back this out a little bit. You'll see that level held really well in this decision block. Let me move this over. There we go. So it held really, really good in the morning session, right? The midpoint of this decision block for longs. So if we remount that, I'll keep an eye on it. Someone's asking if Matt exited his long. Matt did exit his long. He posted it in chat. I'll be keeping an eye if we remount that level, but the problem is now I'm kind of, it will be like I'm trading from behind a little bit. I get that. So what happens, this is just a psychological thing. This goes against kind of, you know, the mathematical nature that I approach things with. But you know, I have a human brain, and this is just something I have. When I miss a trade that I've been stalking, I usually don't. This usually doesn't happen. But if I miss a trade that I've been stalking, I start to feel like I'm behind. I'm like, it can get me a little bit out of rhythm. So I've just got to be cognizant of that and trade as if I was at the desk for that entry. You know, trade as if I was at the desk for that entry. You know, I know my tendencies, and I know if there's something that I've been patient for all session, and then all of a sudden, you know, something happens and I miss it, it gives me a feeling that I'm behind the session, that I'm out of rhythm. So, you know, that's just how I feel. We got a couple of giveaways to do today as well, guys. I'm curious, who was long bias and who was short bias at the open? Now, I know there was a catalyst this morning. I could tell on the chart. I have no idea what it is, but I can tell that there was a catalyst this morning. Probably, I'm sure it's something news. I'm sure it's something war related. I sat down at the desk 7:05 a.m. Right, I saw that they had this big candle, and it was like well more than one risk interval. So obviously some catalyst there moved the market up. If for those of you who are new here, I pay attention to catalyst timing. So if there's a news event or something, I'll mark it on my calendar. But I don't pay attention to the catalyst output. So like if there's a Fed rate decision, I don't look at the decision. I don't watch the press conference. I don't, like, even when we streamed the press conference here, I had it on mute. I didn't listen to it. I have no idea what Powell said, nor do I care. I just read the chart. That's my style. So even this morning, I know there was a catalyst. I didn't look up what the catalyst was. I could see there was a catalyst on the chart. I have no idea what it was. You know, the war could be over. You know, maybe it was President Trump, and maybe he was walking through an Iranian oil field, you know, giving a thumbs up, and it wasn't AI generated and he was really there. Maybe that's the news. I have no idea, nor do I care. I just know that there was a catalyst. I could tell on the chart. So anyways, since we had a catalyst that moved us into this range, I don't know. I feel like we're going to stay within that range, or it's going to be tricky when we get outside of that range if we do. So Zach Wilson said, whoa, not knowing the news by this point is wild. It is wild. It's just part of my approach to the market. I know it's wild. I know it's not common. I know people do not, you know, this is not something like that I read in some market book that people said, oh yeah, like just do. This is something I came up with on my own. I don't pay attention to the news at all. You know, because I saw the volume and I saw the candle on the chart. Okay, there's a catalyst. I don't care what it was. Blackout said, don't let Matt hear me say this. No, I'm sure. Listen, Matt's an OG trader. Like, he understands. All traders have their own philosophy. All traders have their own philosophy. You know, they don't all follow the same exact rule book. My philosophy is whatever gives me a smooth equity curve. That's all I care about. Everyone knows the news, so to me, there's no edge in it. That's just my philosophy. I know, you know, you guys probably think I'm crazy, but yeah, I have no idea. No idea what the news was. Gabe says all about that curve. Hey now. All about that curve. Let's see what we're giving away today. Oh, okay. We got a 25K and a 50K account to give away today. Nice. I don't mind that. Let's see what we got here. On 12. See, 112, 572 points. Keyword is Peroni. I don't know what that is. MHP res still negative. MHP res still negative, but listen, I'm sure because of the catalyst, like things are out of whack. I'm sure the levels are out of whack, you know. Nayo, I am using. Nao's asking what kind of copier am I using? I'm using Replicanto, but if you guys have any recommendations, on the copiers, let me know. The Replicanto seems fine. It seems fine, but I don't know. Sometimes it seems to have little issues. I don't know if the issues are to do with because I have to like do cross orders because, you know, I trade minis, but then in the props, I have to use a reduced ratio and I have to cross it to micros. So it's like a 15th of the size, and then it's the 15th of a size usually, and also it's micros instead of minis. So the whole, like, sometimes it messes up, and there'll be like a random order that gets stays on one of the accounts. Sometimes I have to close them manually. It just, I don't know. Someone said affordable indicators, duplicate accounts works good on NinjaTrader. Math. Affordable indicators has the best copier? Okay. I'll check that one out. Does it allow you to, is it easy to cross the ratios? Because minis to micros with a reduced ratio is the most important thing to me. You know? Because I need to reduce the size by a certain multiple, and then also translate the order to micros instead of minis. You know, like if I'm in 30 minis, I need it to be 15. I need it to be like, if I'm in 30 minis, I want it to go to like 2 micros. So I need to do the math. I need it to do the math and translate it across for me. Yeah, ultimate flow objects. I can't trade 10 micros instead of a mini, because otherwise I'll be trading 300 micros in my main. You know, I can't do that. So I needed the order translation to be, that's the most important thing that I need it to do, and not have errors on. Affordable. A lot of people saying affordable indicators, so I'm gonna write that one down. Because Replicanto hasn't been doing the greatest job for me. It's taken me out of my rhythm a couple of times. I'm Liquidity saying, do I use the trade copier to copy trade the funded and your main? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to work consistently. So I can use my main account as the leader, and then I can reduce the size by a multiple and cross over from minis to micros and have the orders execute in the props. It works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't work, and that's what I'm trying to solve. That's what I'm trying to solve. That's what I'm trying to solve. So I'm going to research this affordable indicators one. I did try for a while doing it the way Matt does it with clicking multiple accounts. But I just, it was too much to track for me. It's too much to track. And it's just, it was affecting my regular trading because I had an extra thing to keep track of that I just didn't want to keep track of when I have risk on. So that's why I'm trying to figure out this whole copy trade thing. And I trade small enough size in the prop accounts. You know, I'm using low risk on them that it's not like the copy trade is really dangerous on those. I'm not taking big swings in the props. I'm taking tiny size in those. What was I? Oh, affordable indicators. Yeah. Guys, smash that like button. Let's see how many we're at. All right, we got 340 concurrents, only 115 likes. Guys, let's get the likes up to 200. We're going to do our first giveaway. We're going to be giving away a funded next account. Nice. Affordable indicators, trade, copier. Yeah, I don't know how I ended up on the Replicanto one. Wow, this one's only 175 bucks too. I'm pretty sure the Replicanto one was more than that. That's cool. Let's see what they got here. I'm Liquidity saying Replicanto isn't bad as long as you have a VPS. I mean, my servers that I execute on are located in Chicago. So I don't know if that's what you mean. Like, if it's on a server, is that what you mean? Because it runs on a server. Man, it's never ever too much. I just can't get enough. Yeah, the vibe is right on clutch. I'm assuming VPS. Do you mean virtual private server? I'm assuming that's what you mean by VPS. The data center for that has my servers are in Chicago. They have low latency, so I don't think it's not a latency issue.
Is this the trade of life? Is this insanity? Caught in a margin call, no more like
Atari Market Safari. Talk about latency. The latency makes a difference, especially if you're using any algos to get you into to get you into positions and try to get a better price, the latency makes a difference. The server that's running the execution program, it does make a difference. You could save like several $100s per trade in slippage. $145 likes. $146 likes. 344 concurrence. Guys, let's get the likes up. All right, let's talk about what kind of specials we got right now. Prop specials. Promos. All right, Tradeify. This is all when you use code Rocket Scooter, unless otherwise stated. Tradeify's 30% off all accounts. Frazier, what's up? My funded futures, 50K Rapids are 38% off. $97. Nice. Okay, Elite Trader funding is... Whoa, Elite Trader funding, 80% off all non-fast track evals, but you have to use a special... Oh, wait, the link is gone. Okay. It doesn't work on non-fast track. Oh, no, it doesn't work on fast track. Okay. So 80% off non-fast track. That's ETF. Funded next. Funded next, no discount right now. Boo. The futures deck, 70% off static. 75% off pre-configured static. 70 is off the customs. TPT. TPT is a crowd favorite. TPT is a crowd favorite. TPT is a crowd favorite. 40% off. 40% off. And then Phidias is 60% off fundamentals. 50% off fast track. Static evaluations. And 80% off all one times. And then Lucis is 40% off. I'm Liquidity said, am I issues with Replicanto using limit orders? Yes. Yes. Because what I do, see, right now I have it following, I need to have it follow my main account, because in my main accounts, I use an execution algorithm that chops up the orders. It gets me a better fill rather than submitting everything in one order. So it's rapidly cycled offset limit orders. Like they'll be like, it's like a machine gun setting off the orders at the bid, between the bid and the ask, at the midpoint, you know. So I don't know, Replicanto doesn't seem to like that. I don't know if it's Replicanto or if it's the prop accounts. But I'm not just submitting one order. Like it's orders, they're going in, they're canceled. They're going in, if they're filled, it adjusts the total quantity that I'm trying to get filled on. It's an execution algorithm. So I need a way to do that and have a trade copier work somehow. So that's what I'm working on. I'll try the affordable indicators one. We'll see. It's Fly Die says, do I use any AI? No, I don't use any AI. But there is a randomization. There's a randomization of the way that the orders are submitted, so that it's not, you know, so that it's not like you can't really, like there's no counter algorithm that could notice that it's a specific person.
liquidity, edge pressure tight, guiding light, pockets never lack. Rocket shine, trades align, scooters got your back. Maps are sizzling, flows, I'm gripping, pockets race. Golden trades, no charades, profits at the pace. Res whisper, charts flicker, DD vision clear. Scooter here, glide with cheer, ride it through the year. Moving steady, rocket ready, millionaire groove. Day trade, stock parade, unstoppable, smooth from dawn to dusk.
I'm Liquidity said use market of touch rather than limit orders. With limit orders, the slippage, it only fills or closes some of the accounts based on price volatility and speed and spread. Market of touch all solves that. You know what I could try? I could try, there's a button in Replicanto where you can make it, the follower accounts have only market orders. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe that'll help. Because sometimes I'll get an error that says maximum order quantity reached or something for one of the prop accounts, and then it kind of messes up the trade copier. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. So I'll still have limits with offsets in my main account, and then the copiers will be market, because I don't care about, I don't care if there's a bad fill in the prop, that's not what I'm concerned about.
Signals clear, well frontier, navigate with pride. Maps align, trade divine, never leave my side. No recession. Confessions index climbing high. Cash showers sticking hours, fortune multiply. Moving steady, rocket ready, millionaire groove. Day trade, stock parade, unstoppable, smooth from dawn to dusk.
See where we're at. 167 likes. All right, guys. Let's start to queue up our giveaway. Smash that like button. Let's get it to 200. 215. Let's get the likes up to 200. Then we'll do our giveaway. We're going to be giving away Funded Next 25K Rapid. Funded Next 25K Rapid. $1,500 target. $1,000 loss limit. 10 micros in the challenge and 15 micros in the funded. Which always tripped me up that it's more size in the funded, but I think, people will blow it up. Maybe that's the approach.
Liquidity waves keep rolling in slow. Price tapping levels like ready, let's go.
I'm Liquidity. I'm using CQG, yeah. So, but I mean, I can use Rhythmic. Say the quantity again. It is a 25K rapid. 25K rapid. I mean, the quantity on the max position. 10 micros in the challenge and 15 micros in the funded for the 25K rapid, which is, great. I don't think I really use more than in the prop, maybe five micros, maybe the max. Carloville asking on the 1 minute chart, 50 SMA, about to go above 200 SMA. Any thoughts on this? Carlo, so great question. Respectfully, I don't use the moving averages. It is I don't use the moving averages because they're different on every time frame, and time frame stuff never really meshed well with me, never really made sense to me, because the candle shape can change at any moment. So to place too much emphasis on the specific shape or where the close was in a particular time frame, it never really made sense to me. So I'm more just trade around levels, like a level, you might get a big move in 1 minute, you might get a big move in 8 minutes. Or if all of a sudden there's a tweet, maybe the setup happens and, the whole setup unfolds in the course of 2 minutes. It just kind of depends. So no thoughts on the moving average cross.
And I just can't get enough. Soft glow, charts flow, breathing that data, real slow. Scooter fam, in the zone, feels like home, feels like home. Cause I just can't get enough.
Atari Market Safari talking about the low latency servers. Yeah, I mean, the low latency servers, I mean, of course there's latency because you're still remoted into the server. But if you do anything with order manipulation in real time, where the server is receiving feedback from the exchange and, you know, there's information in that loop, there's always going to be an advantage to having lower latency. So totally, I agree with that. Let's see. Oh, to participate in the giveaway, you're going to enter a code word. So I am going to give out the code word. We're at 178 likes. We're only 22 away. We've got 330 people on board. 330 people in the room. The room shows up. The code word is not funded next. I like to take suggestions for the code word. That's a new fun thing we've been doing. So give me your suggestions for the code word. Go ahead and type them in chat. Let me bring up the stream. 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 I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Hard. I got it. I got it. 582 said Trump. I got it. Hard. That's the. I'm gonna use that. Trump pump. All one word. Let me just start the giveaway engine here. Filter by words or hashtag Trump pump. And then I will say start capturing messages. And all right, we're live with the giveaway. Trump pump. All one word. It's giveaway time. Guys, 10 more likes. Let's get 10 more likes in there. Trump pump.
Doomsday closing in. Markets ready to begin. Hedge pressure beneath my feet. Heartbeats sinking to the beat. Liquidity maps light the sky. Like war lines drawn in neon dye. One mistake.
Almost 400 people in the house. Guys, hit that like button. The room shows up. Thank you for being here. So great to have you all here. Great session for a Monday. It was a little bit of a sketchy open. I will say that. The open was very sketchy, and then the session stabilized, and I would say honestly pretty easy session. If you were able to avoid the open drive illiquidity whippage, if you were able to avoid that, it's been a pretty vanilla, easy to trade session. Pivots very well respected. Pretty sharp action at pivots, if I don't say so myself. It's kind of a sneaky it was kind of a sneaky session. It's kind of a sneaky session because today's session started like, I was like, junk. And then all of a sudden, you know, it got super sharp. So Jake from State Star said, okay, okay, okay. What are you okaying? Excuse me. Sinister Scalper. Somebody B71. Lots of people in the house. Neo, Reason to Teach. Teach Like a DJ. Gringo Loco. Learnt Trading. Mutant 8. OGK Matrix. Full Port NQ set. I like that name. Full Port NQ. That's cool. Texas Raj. Plum Trades. A lot of people stay quiet until the giveaway. But I love that everyone shows up. What makes someone's name green? Is that their membership? No. Something else. Bourbon. Like that name is green. OGK Matrix said, what's the story behind Neon Cucumber? I know it kind of sounds boring, but I don't... Stuff just passes into my head and then passes out the other side. And sometimes when stuff passes through my head, I'll just catch it. I'll just grab a hold of it. So it was literally just that. I just grabbed a hold of it. Master DMW asked, what level am I keeping an eye on? So I was keeping an eye on the midpoint between this decision block. It got tagged for an entry right as the stream was starting. So that's what I was watching. I mean, I'll also keep an eye on if we remount 25,550, but that level has already really been... Like, the liquidity around that level has been tagged and rotated around a lot already in this session. So, I don't know. I'd rather see an aggressive move down than a move up and a remount of one of those levels up there. But we'll see. We'll see. Green names are pre-selected winners. Somebody B71 working on a fitness app. Nice. Plum Trade says you're usually taking in all the information. Nice. OGK Matrix said you like it. It's very random. It is random. He too watch me said sounds like something sounds like something Theo Von would say. Yeah, I don't know. Stuff just kind of comes in my head. I don't know. I got a lot bouncing around up there. Most of it's just junk. Yeah, if you want a green name, I guess you subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube, there's like a premium YouTube thing. I think it's like $5 or $10 a month or something. And then your name's green and you kind of stand out in chat and stuff. 348 people in the house, 350 people in the house. If you're just joining, we're giving away a Funded Next 25K account, prop account. You type Trump Pump in chat. Trump Pump, all one word. Tootler said they're subscribed, but no green. I think you have to subscribe to the paid subscription. Trump Pump, Trump Pump. All right. We're going to do the drawing in 3 minutes. We got another one for Power Hour, too. Do the Trump Pump? Yeah, I think I did it pretty good. I think I did it pretty good.
Signals clear, well frontier, navigate with pride.
Yo, Jake, I did it pretty good, right?
No recessions, pure confessions, index climbing high. Cash showers ticking, now it's fortune.
I'm getting people are saying I nailed it. I did, right? And he kind of like wobbles the wrists around while he does it, like. Nailed it. Nailed it. That's cool. I've never tried that before, but I saw it.
I got my puts, baby.
It's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best war ever. They're gonna give us all the oil. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I think we're winning. I think we're winning. Are we winning? Yeah, we're winning. All right, let's see where the timer says. Okay, 1 minute and 5 seconds. DRVJ said not bad. YMCA new song. I didn't look in the song submission channel this weekend. I should take a look. I haven't been on there in a while. Roy, everyone's saying Trump pump because if you enter the giveaway, you enter that code word and then you get, someone's asking me to zoom out the levels. No problem. You get entered to the giveaway. Almost 400 people in the house. Welcome to the room. The room shows up. The cleanest levels in the Wild West. That is the internet. Rocket Scooter in the house. 7 seconds. 5, 4. Type Trump pump if you want to be entered into the giveaway. Almost 400 people in the house. The community is growing. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time to pick a winner. Adel Marok, step up and claim your prize. You're a winner of a 25K funded account. Or no, eval. Eval. It's an eval. Rigged. Adel Marok, you in the house? Victor. Adel Marok, not funded, not funded. It's a 25K eval. Adel Marok, you in the house? Type something in chat if you're here, otherwise you lose your prize. Lose your Prezito. Adel Marok. OKG Matrix has something. All right, we're going to give it 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Who was here last week when 3 people were maxed out on my funded and had to give up their accounts? I'm going to respin it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I'm respinning. Joe, Jose, 7620. Jose, that was crazy. That was crazy. I see a bunch of you guys were here. Oh, yeah. You's a winner. Congratulations. You won yourself a prop account with the code word Trump Pump. Here's how you claim your prize. Go to the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel. Message the admin name Slacks. And he will hook you up. That was a good hook you up. I really got it. I got good tone on that one. Oh, Kevin just gave away a boot camp. Kevin just gave away a boot camp. And I'm pretty sure that means Rocket Scooter Company gives away a matching boot camp, or maybe two matching boot camps. I forgot the ratio. But I know we can give away two. And if it's more than 1 to 1, we'll give away the rest tomorrow. Frazier was in the house. Kevin, thank you so much. Okay, so what happened just now, for those of you who are new here, Kevin, one of our steady family members, just donated a boot camp. So what is this boot camp? So the platform that you see on the left-hand side of the screen is Rocket Scooter. It draws pivots at the beginning of the session. They're tradable high-volume pivots. They're very responsive. As you can see, today's a great session to show just how responsive they are. And there's a boot camp that goes with them. So the boot camp is only $20, and what happens is a lot of times members of the community will donate boot camps for other people to take it, because that's how good it is, and people don't want other people to maybe miss out on it. So Kevin just donated a boot camp. Rocket Scooter Company will match it with some ratio. I'll confirm what the ratio is, but we're going to give away a boot camp. So thank you so much, Kevin. That is amazing. I think it's only the second time someone's donated a boot camp on my show, so I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and type in a new code word. The code word is want to learn. Want to learn. Want to learn. Type it in chat. Want to learn. We're giving away a boot camp. Now this boot camp is pretty epic. The boot camp is pretty epic because it goes over general market information. Oh look, we're moving up into that level. It goes over general market information, and it also goes over the strategy for trading Rocket Scooter. So it goes over both. Really, really, really good. NASDAQ res way positive. S&P res way positive. What a session. What a session. Guys, smash the like button if you didn't already. See what we got going here. This is quite a little squeeze we got going. The higher we get, the more volume we get. If you're just joining, we're giving away a boot camp, 20-day boot camp. Type want to learn in chat.
for that EST, where the future bends and worlds collide. Resilience burning like a signal flare. A fire you can't hide. Waiting for that doomsday hit. Every second pulling tight. But when the candle
Pop God is asking what I'm thinking right now. It's actually a really good question, because what I'm thinking right now is I'm analyzing this for a possible entry, but I'm trying to frame it around what I would be thinking if I hadn't missed the main trade I was looking for the afternoon, which was the entry down at the midpoint of this decision block. I don't think I'd be so keen on this entry up here to move to the next zone. You know, that's kind of what I was talking about, like trading like you feel like you're behind a little bit. So get touched. It would only really be if we make it all the way through this decision block. Then I would be possibly looking at a pullback back into that decision block. But the long move from the lower block to the upper block, that's already, this whole block filled. So, I mean, from the entry area to this high, that's 175 points. Like, so that trade is over. Oh, okay. Okay, this is a good question. What's the best way to get your CQG connection for Rocket Scooter? Okay, so I believe Quality Homes. I believe most people use AMP, or I think I use Optimus. Let me see. Basically, you just deposit $500 or $1,000 in one of these accounts, and then you email them and you say you want to use the CQG API credentials with Rocket Scooter, and they'll send them to you. Let me see which brand I went with. I think one is preferred because they have a lower minimum balance, I think. Let me see. Okay, so I did Optimus. I'm not sure what the minimum balance is for Optimus. I just put $1,000 in there because I knew that would be enough to keep the data going for a few years. Raspberry Trades use Optimus. Yeah, so Optimus, the only thing I think Optimus might have a higher minimum. AMP, okay, someone just said, yeah, AMP. AMP is good. AMP has a lower minimum, I believe. So if you don't want to just have money sitting in an account, then you can use AMP. Otherwise, you can use Optimus as well. They're both fine. Yeah, and Quality Homes. Just one thing on that. I'm not sure if it's the same with AMP, but with Optimus, like I couldn't just click API and then it emailed me credentials. I just sent an email to their support, and I just said, "Hi, I want to use CQG credentials through the API with Rocket Scooter." They knew exactly what I meant, and they sent me the credentials back. So I'm not sure if with AMP you have to send an email, but that's how I did it with Optimus. And they were very responsive. They responded in like an hour. And then you just connect them. And then you just connect them. Um, 350 people in the house, 243 likes. Oh, AMP has, Boosted Dimes in chat. Boosted Dime says AMP has a form you submit. Easy. Okay, so they're both easy. Guys, if you want a shot at winning the boot camp, type want to learn in chat. We're doing a giveaway for a boot camp. Type want to learn in chat. Thank you so much to Kevin for giving away the boot camp. Contribution from our community. That's how good it is. Enter. There's only 52 entries, so if you want to win a boot camp, definitely type it in, because you got a pretty good odds. 1 in 52 odds right now. Want to learn, all one word. All one word. No spaces. Quality Homes, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I had some of the best wonton soup I've ever had in my life last night. I don't really get Chinese food. But my girlfriend was out. She said, I'm going to this place. It's like a place they do all fresh hand-cut noodles. And I looked at the menu and I said, you know what, give me a wonton soup. I'll go for a wonton soup. Why not? So good. Haven't had wonton soup in years. I don't know what made me think of it. Maybe I'm getting hungry. 16 minutes to power hour. All right, guys, it's time to spin. It's time to pick a winner. Okay, it's time to pick a winner. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Frez Tezer. Use a winner. Type something in chat. Someone asked me what the place is called. Let me check. No, the place was called the Magic Noodle in Summerlin. The Magic Noodle. Frezeter. Frezeter. Are you here, Frezeter? Frezeter, type something in chat to claim your prize. No learning, no earning. I'm going to go cyan until we've got the winner picked out. What's wrong with these lights? There we go. Frezeter, are you here? Frezeter, nope. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No winner. Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle. Type something in chat. Use a winner. Golden Eagle. Welcome to the winner's circle. Gabe said missed out on the opportunity of your lifetime. Seriously. Guys, thanks for hitting the like button. We're up to 250. I'm Liquidity. Said part of you feels like it's setting up for a nice power hour sell-off, but I don't know, pretty liquid here. Yeah, I mean it's pretty stable here. Golden Eagle, yes, you won a boot camp. Congratulations, brother. So in order to claim your prize, you're going to go to the link in the description for the Discord. You're going to go to the contest channel. You're going to message the admin named Slacks, and he will... Oh, you've had it already? You've had it already. I don't think you can win a boot camp twice. Are you... Thank you. Give it to someone else. All right. Spin again. You spin me right round, baby. Right round. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Ready. 5, 4, 3, 2. It sounds like an arcade game, right? 1. Pick a winner. Hugh Watch Me said, scared to Google the Magic Noodle in Vegas, not sure what you might find. For real. For real, dog. Don't do it. Fresh 888 U5T. Fresh 888 U5T. Use a winner. Type something in chat. Here, okay. Congratulations, you won the boot camp. Click the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel, message the admin named Slacks, and he will hook you up. Very nice. Nothing wrong with a little winnage. All right, we're going to give away one more boot camp and one more prop account during Power Hour. Let's go back to magenta. I don't know, this remote, it's dying already? Oh, look, you can split the colors. Look, half magenta, half cyan. I don't like that. I like it all one color. There we go. I am Liquidity said, can I run through a price and volume velocity bands and when I get a chance and how they work and what they're useful for? Sure. So volume velocity is the pace at which contracts are moving through the market. So it's a fixed number of contracts and it's how long does it take them to come through the market. So anything less than 30 seconds I consider fast. And then price velocity is the number of seconds it takes NASDAQ to cover a certain price distance. It's actually 5 points. So in this, right now, it's taking NASDAQ about 45.2 seconds to cover 5 points in price distance. So what usually indicates a liquid environment is when they're moving together. And so when volume speeds up, price speeds up. When volume slows down, price slows down. So what is usually visually an illiquid market is when volume has slowed down, but price is still moving fast. So price is still below the 30 mark. So I am liquidity. Just to give you a visual example, I have a little comparison. You could see the top, January 13th. That's a liquid environment or more liquid. You could see like as price slows down, so does volume. So the higher is slower. And then in February, which was, we all know February was extremely low liquidity. It was Whip City basically every day, the first 3 weeks of February. You could see volume slowing down, but you could see price maintaining speed. So that means price is still moving around fast without any volume behind it, right? Without any volume behind it. So when you have volume slowing down, but price does not slow down with it, that creates hollow illiquid action. So it's just a visual that I use to be able to quickly see what's going on with it, to be able to quickly see what's going on mechanically. Because if you see an up move, but you don't really know mechanically what happened behind it, it could be difficult to know. Hey, like, was there a lot of participation behind this move, or was it just hollow? Because hollow moves are easy to whip around within the range of them. Whereas liquid moves, you know, they're more sustainable. AKA's in a swing trade. Long NQ since before FOMC. You in futures? You in ETF? You in options? What are you in, brother? AKA 47. I'm liquidity. Yeah, it's definitely useful. I use it. I reference them. I look at them all the time. It's my own creation. I don't know if anyone else does that, but yeah, they weren't too difficult to code. Mario said that I passed my eval. Which eval? I've traded a lot of evals. I'm all funded accounts now. I have funded accounts on tap with Lucid and with TPT now. No more evals for me. Mario, good to have you here, brother. Guys, smash that like button. The market was pretty stable when we were at the top of the range before FOMC, but it was difficult to tell if that was people getting short while people were exiting, like weak shorts getting squeezed and stronger shorts getting in at the high. That's my thought, because I remember us being really liquid at the high of the range of the last couple of weeks, and I just remember being like, why are we so liquid up here? And then kind of trying to figure out, like, is it buying or is it just covering? And I think it was just people getting squeezed and stronger shorts getting in. I think that's why it was so liquid up there.
Not chasing the noise, not fighting the flow. I wait for the signal, the liquidity shows. EST whispers patience every time it calls.
Let me see. Brian said, curious why volume and price chart is kind of backwards. Messing with your head? So the reason is because it's the amount of time it takes. So it's really, yes, it is reverse. Lower is faster because it's the time elapsed for a certain event to occur. So if the time elapsed is lower, technically the velocity is higher. So I actually understand, you know, why at first glance it might be like, oh, you know, okay. So Brian, your question actually, right after I created these, something I had thought if I should maybe invert the scale, like putting the 0 at the top and then putting, like, I thought about inverting it so that higher was faster, and inverting it and having 0 at the top and having it kind of just go down to infinity. I did think about doing that, but what happened was, like, this was years ago, but what happened was I created them, and in the process of thinking maybe I should invert the scale, I just got used to reading them. Like, I started using them as soon as I created them, and before I knew it, I'd already had them on the screen for like 20 sessions, and I already started to get used to reading them the way that they were. What I should have done is, like, the day after I wrote them and I found out they were useful, I should have inverted the scale. But I just started logging hours and sessions, seeing them this way, and once I get used to something, I don't like to change it. So it was too late. It was too late. I mean, I could invert the scale, I guess, and, you know, after a month or two, I'd probably be used to it again, but I don't know. This is just how I'm used to reading them now. But Brian, I actually do wish I had inverted them. I do wish I had inverted them. Because I think I would probably prefer that I had done it the other way. But I'm used to reading them this way now. Right? Like, I have mental recall just glancing over and seeing them this way, so it would mess me up. Easy YT asking, am I comparing volume velocity to price velocity? Yes. Yeah, I'm just comparing them, and kind of seeing, hey, are they moving together? Did volume all of a sudden come into the market? Did price speed up with it? You know? So, like, for example, in this move right here, where we all of a sudden spiked from 24,465 up to 24,525, you could see volume came into the volume was in the market. As we got higher, volume kind of eased up, and as we got higher, price sort of slowed down, right? So it sort of, as we got up there, it's like the volume was running out a little bit and price was slowing down a little bit. So it kind of reached a little bit of a decision point there. The more you watch the session with them on your chart, the more you just develop a natural intuition for them. Scrooge McTrades, what's up? What's up, guys? 2 minutes to power hour. You think the market's heading a lot lower, but short term it's not clear? Yeah, I mean, I think Friday was such an obvious sell-off that maybe it created a lot of short side liquidity that has to get squeezed again for more aggressive shorts to come in. Who knows? All I know is that today's session was after the open, after about 9:50, 9:55, today's session stabilized and became a very, very simple to trade session, which was a bit of a surprise because the open did not seem like it was going to be an easy session.
Instant regret. Now I'm emotionally trashed. If discipline's a sword, mine's a butter knife. If patience is a lifestyle, I need a new life.
Yeah, I wonder if we traded. I wonder if it's possible that we trade in a bit of a tighter range to try to decay some of the short-dated options that may have been purchased on Friday. Right? I'm sure there was a lot of short-dated, maybe 1 week out or 2 week out options that were purchased on Friday, puts. So we might trade in a bit of a tighter range, and those may decay. And then it may be the farther out options that are, that are saved. We'll see. I take it to session, but maybe we'll see that.
And EST is always true until it lies.
Slow motion under this level here. Volume has left the market, at least in this little area. There was more volume lower in this range than there was higher. Let me see what time. What time did the volume go away? Yeah, up here. Kind of drying up here. Power hour! Definitely a shortable area, but I just feel like the squeeze factor is... There's quite a squeeze factor to watch out for, so... I'm not trying to get squeezed.
A single word ignites the night. Spin.
Power hour really crept up on us.
Digital twilight, the screens come alive. Thousands of voices begin to arrive. Names in the chat like stars in the sky, waiting for fate and the wheel to decide. The charts are a tempest, the candles all burn. Mad at the helm as the markets all turn.
I am liquidity. You saw shortened hold times in your stats. Makes sense. My hold times today were super short. I mean, my opening drive trades were, they were like seconds. Excuse me. Thank you, B71. Thanks, brother. Bless the Father Neon. Has anyone taken payout and closed accounts with TPT and taken payout in the buffer? Because what I was thinking was, because I passed a bunch of evals with TPT, I can just like if I take the payout and just take the buffer as well, like it'll put me up, I think, over $1,000 above, you know, the costs of the evals and everything. So I was thinking about doing that and then just activating 3 more of the pro accounts that I have. That way, you know, I'm kind of starting it's kind of like completely ahead in ROI already. I was thinking about doing that. Has anyone done the taken payout and taken the buffer as well? Because the buffer only takes like a week or so to build up anyways. So I was thinking about doing it again, because you can only trade 5 accounts at a time anyway. So right now I'm doing 3. Anyone done that? Or does that not make sense? I don't know. Before 68, you only get 50 to 60% of the buffer? Oh, okay. No, I only activated them like I want to say 2 weeks ago. But they're all the 3 I'm trading, they're above buffer, so. Slacks. Generic handle haver. What's up, Slacks? What's up, brother? Haver. Haver? Generic handle is Slacks, yep. Haver. Generic's handle Haver.
Every soul who typed in fate was part of the symphony. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your trade guide.
Guys, we're doing 2 more giveaways during Power Hour. Prop account and also, oh, something smells good. Prop account and also boot camp. Kevin giving away a boot camp to stream today.
Welcome to Rocket Scooter. We're learning a different kind. We don't have to fight the market to find. Welcome to Rocket Scooter. Patience becomes the routine, and liquidity shows what candles mean.
267 likes. Guys, smash the like button. We're going to start our next giveaway when we get to 300 likes.
Fast emotions create distraction. Breakouts fail without attraction. Smart entries wait for interaction. On a right, a clean drawn map, liquidity resting above the track.
I wouldn't mind a tweet right now.
The crowd will chase while discipline holds its place. Such pressure rising, levels aligning. The move begins to unfold. Welcome to Rocket Scooter. We're not predicting all the time. We're reading.
Mike, the long entry was really down here at 24,350 area. I mean, there's a short from here, but to me it's about 60%. To me, it would be about a 60% trade, maybe even 55, just because it's feeling squeezy, and I think the main trade was the long from that lower block, which was also right at DD band. Let's see. The level I was watching was 24,360. DD band was 24,003. Yeah. Basically the same level. That was really the clean long entry.
Rocket Scooter, we're learning a different kind. We don't
Volume's really slowed down, so. Kevin said you really want to see that Arby's trade play out? Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons that I'm hesitant on taking a short at this decision block. All right, 22 likes till we do our next giveaway. Ooh. Bingo asking what's the Rocket Scooter indicator. Okay, so the Rocket Scooter platform, which is on the left-hand side of the screen, that's a platform that it draws algorithmically derived pivots, and it draws them at the beginning of the session. They're tradable high-volume pivots, and then there's also auxiliary indicators, like the ones you see at the below it with the orange and cyan line, and then also the ones you see in the header, like DD ratio, res. Those are auxiliary indicators that help you understand whether the levels are going to be support or if they're going to be resistance. So that platform is called Rocket Scooter. They're very good levels. Right? You could see how clean the interactions were. Today was a really pretty clean session around those levels. And there's also a 20-day boot camp that you can take that goes over general market information and also Rocket Scooter specific information. And what's going on? Boosted Dime said, yeah, Matt is the founder of this channel and he's the inventor of Rocket Scooter. Pretty coin flippy from here, in my opinion. Oh, turn on the AC. That's what I was going to do. Hot in here. Hot in Vegas right now. Whether the AC's on or not, my girlfriend keeps the door open. She likes the smell of the outside, like the air, you know, but the house gets hot, so that AC works overtime. I told her, you do you, boo. You want the door open with the AC on? Let's rock with it. The room gets hot. All right, let's Real Mike Sprouse said when you had lived in Vegas and Henderson, you had to have the AC on 24/7. Seriously. Gets hot up in here. All right, guys, who's got a suggestion for the code word? Any suggestions for the code word? Code word suggestions, I'm open to them. We're giving away a boot camp first. Generic handle. Inappropriate. Chuck. I don't know why. I don't know what Chuck means, but it just stood out. Chuck. It's Chuck. Code word is Chuck. Type Chuck in chat. CHUCK. Chuck. We're giving away a boot camp. 20-day boot camp giveaway. Low volume chop. Low volume chop. MHP, DD band.
In the morning dew, liquidity map shine. EST's cooking up, profits on my mind. CME sniper streak, hedge pressure divine. Charts whisper scooter, signal so fine.
RIP Chuck Norris, yeah. Saw that.
Monthly hedge pressure, higher and higher. Unstoppable.
I guess that was the inspiration behind the code word.
Burn it like a pyre. Winning all day, hot streak ain't slowing. Rocket flame spark, green stacks growing. Liquidity age.
Venture said, how do you spell Chuck?
Rhythm keep flowing. Scooter family, rhythm keep flowing. Trades tight and fit, ain't missing no beat. Spend dollars from dimes, feel the heat. Fortune sitting pretty, take a seat. Win streak blaze, untouchable fleet. Charts sing, maps dance, scooter vibes real. Riding that wave, fortune's wheel. Infinite touch, unstoppable deal.
Big gap, huh?
Destiny seal, fire in the
Big gap.
game alive. EST buzz feeling that high. Wealth unlimited, top of that sky. Gold touch range, no need to try.
See where we're at on entries. 94 entries, guys. 20-day boot camp. I think it's starting. It's probably starting soon. But you can use your access. You can kind of activate it anytime, and then you can watch the videos as well on your own if you want.
Market cooking, candles rude. Chat already lost the mood. VIX jumping like it's possessed. Everyone screaming, this is a test. Somebody types in all caps. Bro, it's time, no context, no stats. Smart's trying to keep it tame, but we all know the real end game. Price don't listen. Indicators don't care. One solution left in the air.
Bourbon, yes, this is for boot camp. Yes, brother. Boot camp.
When the market starts acting pharaoh, it's on an airflow, not a miracle. Bring the whoosh out, spin that fan around. Cold air hits, structure returns. Liquidity learns.
Bourbon, we will respin if your name gets called. No problem, brother.
Typing faster than they read. Somebody's tilted, somebody's late. Someone just revenge traded fate. Matt leans back.
Hey, Larry, what's going on, brother? We have 3 shows every day. The morning show at 8:30 Eastern to 12:30. Matt goes live. Matt's currently doing a $100K to $1 million challenge. He's at about 700. I think he's. I'm not sure what the overall, because I know he did a withdrawal, but I think the account's probably around 700,000 right now. Meaning the challenge balance. And then I'm on in the afternoon, and then we also have an evening show from Brad, aka Darb, aka Brad. He goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday through Thursday. Quality Homes, not sure what the crown is. Maybe because you had high participation today. P-Long, yeah, 300K in the account, but I think he took out probably 200 or 300K, or maybe more. So I think the overall balance is probably around 600 or 700,000 on the, like, because he's doing a challenge.
Crowns. Even the candles calm down now. Ooh.
49 trades said B-Rad. B-Rad talks too much. Brad talks too much. I talk too much. Someone talks too much.
Market sideways, candles lying to me. Wicks up, wicks down, nothing where it should be. No trend, no flow, just a violent sway. Fake breaks galore.
Nuck said just the right amount of talking.
Liquidity goes, they flicker then fade. Stops getting hunted like it's bound.
Larry, no afternoon trades yet. No afternoon trades yet.
Say much. This ain't a sprint, it's a patience clutch. If it doesn't
Pretty low edge this afternoon.
I let it breathe. No trade's better than disbelief. Welcome
All right,
Chop City, no
let's do our giveaway here.
green and flatline. I don't force move.
Bring up the little giveaway engine.
I'll wait for rocket scooters, clarity in Chop City.
Let's see.
Sight, somewhere between wrong
Giveaway. All right.
from wrong.
This is for a boot camp. Here we go. 117 entries. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Harsh. It. Goal. Use a winner. These cuts ask what's my props, what props am I using, and what's my position size. So I'm doing the 25Ks across TPT and Lucid right now. And position size, it varies on the trade and the distance to the stop, but anywhere from 1 to 5 micros. Some sessions I'll tone down the risk. It usually takes me about 4. Well, not doing the evals anymore, but the evals were taken between 4 to 8 sessions to pass, and those were done usually around $200 to $300 of risk per trade. Today, for example, I scaled down risk to about $120 per trade on the evals because it was a pretty illiquid open. Harshit's here. Congratulations, Harshit, you a winner. So you're going to go to the link in the description for the Discord, go to the contest channel, message the admin named Slacks, and they will hook you up. He will hook you up. D's, no, I do not trade with a mental daily profit target. No. Kind of just trade when the edge shows up, you know? Which is usually 1 to 3 times per session. Yeah. D's cuts, daily loss. Yeah, daily loss usually 3 risk units. 3 risk units. Because it's not, like, my accuracy is usually pretty high. So statistically, for me to have 3 losses, it's pretty unusual. So I kind of, if that happens, I'm usually like, wow, must be really out of the groove. D's cuts, appreciate you, brother. And just to give you an example, so like the reason I come up with those numbers is, I'll just bring up my Twitter. I posted some of my like just equity curves on there from the props. Let's see. Control center, Brave browser. Okay. So you just scroll back. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. So like here, this is pretty typical, right? This is over the course of like 10 sessions, 71% accuracy. Winners usually a little bit smaller than losers. Sometimes it's 1 to 1. Sometimes it's half to 1. Sometimes it's a little bit more than 1. But you'll see some variation here, and you'll see why I came up with my numbers. Okay, so that's 71%. Let's scroll up. This one 70%. 70, but you could see the average win is about equal to the average loss on this one. So this I was probably just really locked in that week. And then there's one where, okay, this was a day where I was rotating around 0 on P&L, 61% accuracy. So I'm like, like I was off that day, you know. So I'm pretty sure I probably paused that day and cut that day at the small profit. Let's see here. Scrolling up. This is all my Twitter. I post the P&L curve sometimes. Here, 77% accuracy, but you could see kind of the dips, right? So accuracy went up, but the risk reward kind of moved down a little bit. So it just depends on the environment, because I tend to be pretty fluid with profit taking. I'm not like I don't usually use an exact amount. And I always monitor my trades in points, not in P&L, because some days I risk less per trade, some days I risk more per trade. Depends on the environment. Depends on how much liquidity's there. Do I feel like I can manage risk well? All those things play a part.
Locked in the middle, every signal partial, nothing official. I don't fight noise, I don't make a sound. I wait for escape from a market range bound.
Hey, Quality Home. So there's a playlist for all my streams on the channel. So I usually have a agenda for most streams, at least 75% of them usually. So if you just click on anything and you could see the agenda and see if the agenda might kind of make sense to you. One of the agenda we talked about, like psychology, the amygdala. That's like a mechanism in your brain that can sometimes make people trade poorly. Like your brain gets hijacked. We talked about stuff like that. Talk about the relationship between questions. You just let me know. I love to interact with chat. So any questions, you let me know. I usually see them. And if I don't, just, you know, let me know. I'll catch it. Yeah, no volume here. Low volume chop right here. Adventure Rig's asking, do I trade while listening to match stream? I usually tune into the stream once I'm kind of done executing for the morning. Yeah. Well, like some days if I'm sitting out the open, I'll tune in. I think there was one day last week where I sat out the open, so I tuned in. And I was kind of chatting up right in the beginning. The reason I sometimes wait is because, you know, like I have my own thesis going into the open, and I just want to make sure it's not kind of, you know, I don't want to get it crossed with someone else's thesis. Because sometimes someone will have a long bias, someone will have a short bias, and they'll both have good sessions. So, you know, I don't want to like second guess my thesis or anything. D's followed my Twitter. Thanks, brother. 3:32. All right, let's do another giveaway in 15 minutes. Manny tries ask a good question. Does the Rocket Scooter platform come with free real-time data? So no, it's not free because there's no all platforms. You have to pay for the data. You can get equities data. I believe it's $10 a month. But then for futures data, you can just link in an existing futures data stream from an existing live broker. If you don't have an existing live broker, you can just you could just open an account with AMP or Optimus and tell them you need CQG credentials to use with the API for Rocket Scooter, and they can give you the credentials. The firm we're giving away is going to be My Funded Futures. Nice. My Funded Futures 50K account. Those are nice. $3,000 target, $2,000 drawdown. Sierra, good to have you here. Let me ask you all a question. On item number 4 on the agenda, trusting the numbers versus trusting the feelings. How many of you this morning were kind of battling a little bit because you were like, well, maybe you were short biased because of Friday's action, and then you were like, well, DD ratio looks good. Res look good. Like, how many of you were a little bit like, and maybe you've been like this for the last week or so, or 2 weeks. You have a feeling maybe to the short side or the long side, but then you're kind of seeing the numbers and you're trying to digest, what's the right play? Because do you trust the numbers or do you trust your feelings? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, believe it or not, I only had one trade on Friday, and it was a long trade in the afternoon. It was actually, we took that on stream. Long trade in the afternoon, and it was a winner. So it was kind of a weird day Friday. Weird that I was long biased, but that was kind of just, I don't know. There was some untouched levels that I thought would have reactions, and that was kind of why I took that long in the afternoon. See what we said. Info Doctor said you didn't have a bias, but your feelings have been wrong. Real Mike said emotions and bias are the hardest part of trading for you. It's hard to trust the chance. Trust the chart once a bias has been formed. That's, I know, yeah, people deal with that a lot. I'm liquidity. Dealing with cutting your winners too soon. Yeah, I mean, profit taking is really an art in itself. Like, because sometimes I'll trade with a fixed target, but most of the time I'm pretty fluid. Like, I'm reading the tape. I'm waiting for the tape to slow down. I'm waiting to kind of see points of interest that show themselves with the, with top side and bottom side liquidity. And I kind of take profit that way. Sometimes I take profit way too soon, but sometimes, I'll end up catching the top by using that. So I don't know. That's how I've always done it. But I'm messing with a little bit more fixed targets with this whole experiment I'm doing with fixed orders for the stream. So I guess kind of stay tuned for that. Dogpedia said you were able to trust the numbers a lot quicker and kind of let your personal bias go. That's good. It's Burn Trade said you've been short biased for a month mostly, but you don't know what you're doing yet. Hey, It's Burn. If you haven't taken the boot camp, take the boot camp, because there's a lot, like, even in down markets, people who only have a long bias, they only trade to the long side, they still do fine. They still do fine. Pivots still get bounces, I had a green day Friday, one trade. It was a long trade. Live in Florida said you're trying to gauge how the market thinks about Trump's words. Yeah, that's tough. That's why I don't listen to the news and only trade the chart, because I can't figure out the words. I am liquidity said, when I say watching the tape, do I watch the DOM time and sales? I kind of do it really old school. I mean, I'm just watching the ticks. I'm watching the ticks really closely. Like I have the tape up, but it moves so fast that I end up more gravitating towards just actually watching the ticks. And I could kind of tell top side versus bottom side liquidity just based on watching it for so many years. Sort of seeing it like I'll see it hollow out, and I'll see buyers return, or sellers return. Okay. Let me see what else we got here. Priya says, hello, you're Indian? Nice. I'm familiar with that feeling. You don't understand the middle center chart? Please explain. So the middle center chart is the liquidity map, the little box that is said has the arrows on it. So essentially what that is it is a map of how you can navigate the session based on the levels that are on the platform on the left-hand side of the screen. So the left-hand side of the screen, the platform is called Rocket Scooter. The little thing in the center with the arrows on it, that's the liquidity map. So it's basically, it's almost like an instruction manual for if you're trading that strategy, what you can do around those pivots. So the best thing I could say is this is a tremendous platform. If you want to learn about the platform and also the liquidity maps, there's a boot camp. It's a 20-day boot camp that's taught by the inventor of the platform, and also he's the creator of this channel. It's $20, and he goes over that entire platform and also general market information. But it's a really good platform, very good platform. Let's see what else we got here. It's Burn. You're on the 8th day of the boot camp. Nice. It's Fly Die says, what time frame do I trade? So I just trade pivots. I don't trade on any particular time frame. In my own platform, I keep up a 2,000 tick, a 5,000 tick, and a 15,000 tick chart for NASDAQ, just so I can kind of see zoomed in, mid-zoom, and zoomed out what's going on. But there's no time frame I'm trading. It's really just, that's really just, that's just how I have the chart set up. What up, Moke Shop? Last giveaway is going to be my funded futures. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Adventure Rigs. Okay, Adventure Rigs asks a big question, a significantly important question, because I think all new traders struggle with this. Okay, so Adventure Rigs, if you're a newer trader, hear this out. Adventure Rigs said, I'm still a new trader and you have trouble over trading sometimes. You know that you need to stay out, but you get that itch and push the button. Usually when you overtrade, you tend to be red for the day. Any tips on control? You do well when you wait, and you know that. Okay, yes, I have tips. First of all, the first thing that I know that all new traders struggle with is being impatient, and a lot of that's two things. Number one is you would think that like trading means like you're doing a lot of stuff. So sometimes there's a misconception, that trading is like doing a lot of stuff. Whereas like most of the time trading is waiting and then doing stuff correctly in the small window of opportunity when it presents itself. But that can be difficult for someone learning because number one, they think initially trading is doing a lot of stuff. And also number two is because you're excited to be doing it. So you want to do it more. You want to get reps in. It's one of the reasons that learning trading can take a long time is because there's only 255 sessions in a year. So you only get to see 255 sessions. And if you're trading most strategies are not super crazy active. I mean, of course it differs from strategy to strategy. But I don't know, most strategies, I don't think there's like 30 entries a day. So that can be difficult. The other thing that can make it difficult is if you don't know whether or not what you're doing has edge. And that is where this particular Rocket Scooter platform, I think, is really valuable to those newer traders because it has edge. The edge of the platform and the strategy, it's undeniable, right? So I think that will help for newer traders because they know that this the system has edge, but you still have to execute it correctly. The other thing that can help, other than just understanding all that information I just laid out, the other thing that can help is setting alerts. So what happens is when you're staring at a chart, there's a lot of, like, when you're staring at a chart and let's say there's a fast price movement, your brain can interpret that as a missed opportunity. And a missed opportunity can trigger your fight or flight response. And when your fight or flight response triggers, your prefrontal cortex turns off and you essentially become stupid. You become pretty dumb. A lot of times people will, like, they'll make bad trades, and then after the session or maybe the next day, they'll look at their execution map and they'll be like, what was I doing? What was I thinking? I would never usually make that trade. It's usually because your prefrontal cortex has been turned off due to a hijack. So if you set alerts at levels, and what happens is the alert goes off, and then you look at the chart at your area of interest, you're interpreting the information, but it's at the place where when you were not hijacked, you had said you were interested in that level. So what happens is when you're constantly tick watching the chart, if you don't have self-control, you don't have confidence in your edge, you don't have confidence to say, well, I'm just going to wait for it to get to my right level because I know there's edge there. If you don't really have that confidence and statistics built up yet, it's going to be more triggering for you to see certain big moves. Now, you guys, like, a lot of people have said to me on stream, like, wow, like, I think there was like a big short squeeze last week or something, and it just kind of missed my entry by a little, where I wanted to get in by a little bit, and I just let it go. And a lot of people were like, wow, like, I can't believe you were just able to just let that happen and just stay so calm and whatever. But it's because, you know, I know that, like, chasing over the course of hundreds and hundreds of trades, I know it reduces the edge versus really trading from the places on the chart that I want to trade from, right? So I have that experience and I know my statistics, so I'm confident. So I don't really get triggered when those things are happening. Even like when I got on stream, I said I'd missed my entry, and I was like, oh, I have a little bit of an unfamiliar feeling. I got a little bit of FOMO, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm still gonna trade the rest of the session as if I had got that trade. I'm not going to be over eager and try to play catch up. I know that about myself, that, you know, if I get that feeling, I got to just remind myself to trade my strategy regardless. But if you have trouble watching the chart and getting enticed to press buttons, set alerts. Don't watch every tick. That's a huge help. Huge help. I generally set alerts at levels. I Am Liquidity asked a good question because, yes. I Am Liquidity said, did I ever struggle with imposter syndrome as I became profitable? Yes, I did struggle with it because I thought it was too good to be true. And, like, there was times in the first couple of years where I had streaks and then I gave gains back. But then in my third year, when I really found consistency and my P&L curve started to be really, you know, a lot more consistent, I was always, I had imposter syndrome. I was always like, this is gonna, like, the party is gonna stop. And I mean, even like when AI started becoming really popular, I was almost like, oh no, like, our market dynamics gonna change. You know, is manipulation gonna get hard to read? All this stuff. So I mean, that's something that, you know, you're always like, hey, when's the party gonna stop? But I mean, now it's just been so many years that I guess I'm just, that voice is very quiet now. But yeah, the first couple of years of profitability, I think it's pretty common. Like, this seems too good to be true. You know, because learning to acquire that edge is so difficult that it can kind of feel like you're never going to get there. Let's see what else we got here. Jim Jones says, "What's my best guess on direction at 350 at mock?" Oh, guys, let's do our giveaway. Hold on, we still got one more giveaway. Let me just start the giveaway engine, and then we'll get back to the questions. Let me just start the giveaway engine. Time's flying by. Some great questions, guys. Great question. All right, guys. The code word is power hour. Type power hour in chat. Power hour. Now let me just go back through these questions.
Markets my playground, cash stream. Liquidity, ESTs in the pocket. Timing's everything. Scooters the rocket.
Let's see what else we got here.
Maps, treasure hunting nonstop. Fortune found, yo. Can't nobody block it. Trade winds blowing.
Oh, Naruto said, we get taught to work hard to be successful, but you have to work hard at waiting to be successful at trading. Yeah, you got to be good at waiting. You got to be good at waiting. Gotta be good at waiting. Eaton said, what happened to Matt's live stream? Matt's live stream is over. Matt wraps up his live stream at 12:30 Eastern, and then he does a show on My Funded TV. Let's see. Someone asked about my best cast for mock. Well, mock's over now, but I was neutral. Zill from Finland, what's up, brother? Adventure rigs, yeah, just if you struggle with self-control, set alerts. Oh, and also I recommend traders always have a max daily loss. If they struggle with that, always have a max daily loss. That might be systematic and not just mental. Because when your brain is hijacked, sometimes people revenge trade. They try to play catch up, and then they dig themselves into a deep hole. Let's see. Oh no! It just scrolled and I lost the questions. Okay, here we go. Scroll back up.
Shots jumping, green candle sizzling. S&P 500 got my fingers tickling. Pages flipping, EST precision scoring. Sniper vision on the market port soaring. Rocket scooter rising, LPs in my sight. Hedge pressure strong, profit stacking right. Liquidity thunder, rhythm of the street. Unstoppable, untouchable, win streak.
D's Cut said, how many years of trading before I quit my day job? It was 3 for me. It's 3. See what else we got here. Okay, I think that's all the questions. My funded futures 50K rapid. The afternoon flew by. Kind of heartbreak for me, missing my entry. I am Liquidity said, you've heard a lot of people recommend ES over NQ for beginner traders. Would I agree? I'd say there's advantages and there's advantages and disadvantages to both. ES tends to be a little bit tighter around pivots. But ES also has less resolution. And by resolution, I don't mean resolution of directional moves. I mean resolution of ticks, right? For an equivalent move in ES to NASDAQ, NASDAQ will have more ticks. So I find tape reading on NASDAQ to be easier because there's more resolution to watch. There's more price increments. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm what I'm used to. But that's a good question. They both have their own personality. They both have their own personality. See if there's any other questions.
I've seen empires rise. I've watched
Captain Jack said, "What session did I trade before quitting?" I traded the morning session. Just not very, not. It was very difficult to be effective. It was a lot of multitasking.
pressure pulls like gravity, liquidity decides. Courage isn't loud, it's the calm that survives.
Jim Jones, would I say ES is less volatile? I mean, I think it's more, yeah, I mean, it tends to have less, because it's less resolution, it tends to have less hollow areas of illiquidity. Like, sometimes the tape will get real thin for a second on NASDAQ, and it'll kind of jump across a few points. So, by the definition of volatility, meaning the distance of buyers and sellers, I would say, I guess, yes. Like on a micro scale, yeah, a little bit less volatile. Because there's usually less distance between buyers and sellers. Three minutes to the close. All right. Kind of got off track with all these questions. So, we're doing a giveaway right before the close here. All right. Guys, smash the like button. Well, look, no one left. That's cool. Everyone's still here. All right, guys, hit that like button. Let's do this final giveaway. We had so many good questions today. Look, we just kind of were flying through them. I love when everyone has questions. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And I like... Oops, wrong button. I wish I had someone to ask those questions too back in the day. So I think it's cool to be able to do it. Okay. Giveaway. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go. 5, 4. That decision block up there really was a good rejection there. But that was the one that I said it felt like 60%. You know, I like to wait for 65%. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Texas Raj. Texas Raj, use a winner. Texas Raj, congratulations. All right, so you're going to click the link in the description for the Discord. Go to the contest channel, message the admin named Slacks, and he will hook you up. Quality Home said you get FOMO watching a lot of these streams because all the trades you miss out on. Yeah, but honestly, I mean, there's always trades. There's always trades. There's opportunities most days. Boosted Dime said rigged and unsubscribe. There's opportunities, you know. FOMO can really damage accounts. FOMO can really damage accounts. Do everything you can to keep your prefrontal cortex engaged. FOMO, that feeling, that'll disengage your prefrontal cortex. Yeah, that'll make you revenge trade. It's good to like be aware of like your FOMO. If you miss an entry, like I missed an entry today, it's good to be aware of it and be like, okay, like trade as if you didn't miss that entry. Don't try to, you know, if you feel like you're out of rhythm or behind, out of sync, it is what it is. Green Hunters, thanks for being here, brother. Kevin 8 still in the house. Yeah, 120 point move. Bear zone lined up with MHP, lined up with decision block. I couldn't pull the trigger on a short right when I had just missed my long entry. I just felt that would just feel too backwards to me. I don't want to be too flip-floppy. Quality Home said you have to work all day. Is Asia session good? So Quality, I believe Asia session does have solid opportunities. It does. Quality Homes, the one thing you got to deal with Asia session is learning to read. Like sometimes Asia session will open and it's just like it opens in a very stable area and it kind of just rotates volume in one tight area, and you kind of just have to leave it alone. Sometimes it'll open it at an area of interest and it's really has a lot of opportunity. So I would say you just need to learn how to read the opening 30 minutes or so and try to understand where price might be navigating to, and then set alerts, right? Set alerts at the levels. Set alerts at the levels that you're interested in. Because it's kind of hit or miss. It's hit or miss. But I mean, the same goes for the regular session. The main just difference with the regular session is there's more range coverage usually, and more volume. But there's been a lot of sessions over the last few weeks where the Asian session would have been better to trade. Enormous candle hurt your bias for the next few days. It'll be hard to commit to a large move. Yeah, the one thing, that move was liquid. That move was not hollow. That wasn't a fake move. You know, there was liquidation in that move. Or at least people entering shorts in that move. There was volume in that move. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your trade guide. And thank you for choosing us.
what a move, huh?
Today we'll take a look at charts, a language hidden in plain sight.
I'm Liquidity said, despite ending your day red, you're very pleased with the performance. Yeah. P&L does not always match good day. Good day matches manage risk to me. Manage risk well. Take setups with good edge. You know, sometimes the stats will play out and you'll be red on a great day. I had a red day last week and it was a great session. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
And off we go. Next location, opening bell reaction. Fast emotions create distraction. Breakouts fail without attraction. Smart entries wait for interaction. On our right, a clean draw.
Market Safari saying you're kind of torn on your bias. I'm right there with you, Market Safari. Market Safari, I don't know if you were here earlier, but one of the things, so I kind of create markers in my brain when we're at a particular pivot, and I'm watching the tape and I'm watching liquidity, and I notice that it's very healthy in an area where it doesn't spend a lot of time. So one of the things I noticed is the top of this range that we've been in for the last couple of weeks, when we were at the top of the range, we spent very little time up there, but it was very healthy up there. And I was trying to think, are we so healthy up there because there's buyers, or because it's just shorts exchanging hands, strong shorts exchanging hands with weak shorts? And I'm leaning more towards strong short exchange versus there was any actual buyers up there. So I'm discounting that marker a little bit in my head, but it was definitely a little confusing to me that we spent so little time up there, but the liquidity up there was so voluminous. So I definitely didn't lose that marker in my brain, but I definitely, you know, it's been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. Quality Homes, yes. When you sign up for Rocket Scooter, you also get access to the Discord, which there's 2 overnight levels that are posted. They're predictions on the monthly hedge pressure and the weekly hedge pressure for the overnight session, and they're solid pivots as well. Matt spent a lot of time refining that model. They're good pivots, so it's a predictive pivot. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, 407. I guess I was just kind of seeing what was happening. That was a fast move, so a little bit of overtime here. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the session. Be sure to tune in for Darb stream tonight. He goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern. What do I think? Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at this chart. Let's zoom out. I need to add a tab for a 15,000 tick chart on my lower slot. The lower slot's the one that the lower slot is the one that stream sees. Because I have a 5,000. I have a 2,000, a 5,000, and a 15,000 vertically. So I should set up a tab for the 15,000 tick. But we don't often have to zoom out this much. But let's just see where the zones are at. It's a pretty clean chart. It's a pretty clean chart. I think what I'm going to do with this chart is this is a chart where, like, Market Safari was saying he's having problems with a direction, picking a direction. I'm kind of right there with you. So what I'm going to do with a chart like this, where the levels are pretty clean, there's nice pockets of stability, there's decision zones, like there's nice wide pockets of stability, there's nice pivots to trade around. I'm just gonna I'll read the tape and try to pick a bias that way. Try to see what side of the tape the liquidity's on, and around the pivots, and that's kind of where I'll start to develop my bias, because this is definitely one where you got to be nimble, in my opinion, with your directional bias. Otherwise, you can get smoked. So bounce size here, let's see. 40 points, 45 points. All right, guys. that's the close. Almost 10 minutes past the close now. Thank you so much for being here. Until tomorrow, I'm out. Time for some snackage. Peace.